I recently released a video talking about tips and tricks for ArcheAge Unchained. Seeing as you guys seem to love it so much, and seeing as this game is super confusing and, you know, it's a video that did help you guys out, I figured, here's part 2. So, let's get into this video going over 10 more tips and tricks in ArcheAge Unchained. However, guys, don't be disappointed if you do know some of them, because these tips are aimed for all players, whether you are brand new to the game or whether you are an absolute veteran. You probably do know them if you're a complete veteran, but it still might be an interesting video for you to watch anyway. So, if you do enjoy the video, make sure you do like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into the video. Number 1. If you are looking to change class in this game, you don't actually need to re-roll a new character. You can learn everything on the same character, but once you want to change, for example, from a DPS dealer like me as a Swiftblade into, say, a healer, which is a decision that I have made at the moment, what I would recommend you do is go to the Temple of Nui and change just one part of your skill trees, and then change that into the main sort of section of the class that you're wanting to go into. So, for myself, I changed my Shadow Play into Vitalism, and then this is going to allow me to level up my Vitalism skill set while still using my Swiftblade and my Battle Rage skill sets as well, so I can deal a lot of damage with the gear I've got, and I can level up a Vitalism skill tree as well. That way, when I want to become a dedicated healer, I've got abilities to use straight away. Number 2 is probably something a lot of you guys do know, but for you guys that are brand new to the game and just starting up, you will be getting a mount at some point, and you will notice that this mount does have levels. However, when I started this game, did think that I could only level this mount up by riding it around, and obviously I noticed it got experience while I was riding it, and I thought that was all I had to do. So I thought it took a long time to level these mounts up. However, if you actually keep your mount out while you are in combat, any combat experience that you get, your mount will also actually get a little bit of experience for itself as well. And this is actually the fastest way to level up your mount, is keeping it out while you are doing combat and getting experience that way. So number 2 was, you can level up your mount through combat experience as well as riding it around. Speaking of mounts, number 3 is quite linked to this. So basically, when you have a mount, you can put armor on it. You can put on a saddle, you can put on some leg guards and a helmet. Now, these sometimes have boosts on them to increase the speed of your pet. You could get movement speed increases, or you can get extra things like extra defense, armor, stuff like that. However, on the pet armor itself, you do actually get some lunar gem slots on that as well, just like your character's gear itself. What you can do is get the movement speed lunar gems, for example, for your mount, and socket those movement speed gems into your pet's armor, your mount's armor, and that will make your mount run a lot quicker once you stack them up. Obviously, the more you put on, the faster it's going to go, and it does get quite expensive, but if you want a mount that is super quick, as fast as it can be, you're going to want to slot as many of those movement speed gems in there as you can. It's probably worth mentioning that you can do the same with battle pets, so if you want to make your battle pet stronger, you can get lunar gems that will increase the damage of your pet. Tip number 4 is something that I mentioned in my previous video, however, it is going to be ExitLag. Now, using ExitLag on ArcheAge Unchained is such a good help, especially if you are playing on a server that's not exactly close to you and you do get a fair bit of ping. ExitLag is a ping booster that will help you out tremendously. Not only that, if you are just someone who takes this game incredibly seriously, like myself, in the way of PvP, you just don't want to be killed off all the time and you want every little bit of advantage that you can, well, ExitLag has become something that's incredibly useful for myself. So, ExitLag is available for a completely free trial. You can follow the link in the description and also in the pinned comment of this video and sign up and get a free trial completely free. No credit card or anything needed, so there's no real reason for you not to try it. But basically, if you use ExitLag, what it's going to do is make your ping a hell of a lot better, and this will mean that your DPS will increase, and also any sort of issues with disconnecting and dropping off mid-boss fight or mid-PvP will probably be completely removed. I cannot play this game without using ExitLag. I use it all the time, and I would highly recommend you guys try it out. If you do want to get a subscription, then make sure you use code Init, which is INIT, for 20% off at the checkout. Number 5. Number 5 is, did you know once you have a house, the fireplace in that house that you do get is actually something that you can use, and it is pretty useful, especially for you guys that love to play Farmville on this game. Just like me, I always make sure to use my farmlands and any family farmlands that's freed up for me to use. But getting back to and from your house is sometimes a pain in the arse. Teleporting to the nearest community centre, running all the way over depending where your land is placed, and then having to chop it all down, running back because you forgot seeds, running back all the way down to plant the seed. It's just a pain in the bum. But did you know that the fireplace in your house, actually, you can make a teleport straight to it? So if you have memory ink, which you can get from a general trader for absolutely no silver whatsoever nearly, you can then go to your fireplace, save this location in your teleport book, and you can teleport directly to your house. This is going to make it incredibly useful if you want to go and just chop down some trees, teleport to your house, walk outside where your farms are, chop down all the trees, and off you go. So yes, number 5 is the fireplace in your house. You can go in and set this as a teleport location. Number 6 is kind of related to one that I mentioned in the first video, however, it is slightly different. Now, what I wanted to mention is, in the past video, I did a tip where you could drop from any height as long as you had the drop back ability, where I dropped off a massive big cliff, and just before you hit the ground, you use drop back and you're good to go. Basically, it's the same sort of idea, but for people who don't have the drop back ability, and also in the time between then and now, I've actually learned a different ability that does do the same sort of thing. So, what this is if you are on the edge of a cliff, you need to jump off, but you don't necessarily need to travel too far. What you can do is jump off without using your glider. Just before you hit the ground, open up your glider and you should be absolutely fine as long as you open it in time. However, if you are in the Swift Blade class, you can use the ability Blade Blast, and this will work the same way as the drop back ability. So if you are gliding miles and miles and you are really high up, you can drop off of it, and just before you hit the ground, use Blade Blast and you'll be absolutely fine. It resets the height, I suppose, of where your character is, and it doesn't give you any drop damage, so try and use it as close to the ground as you can, because if you use it straight away, it's still going to do a lot of damage from the fall. These could be incredibly useful in PvP as well. If you want to surprise drop on somebody, use your abilities to stop the fall damage and then jump them and kill them. That would be absolutely hilarious. And like I said in the last video, if you can show me you guys doing this, I would love to have the clip and share it and give you guys some credit. Tip number 7 is going to be how you can go straight from 0 to 10k proficiency in any sort of skill set that you are wanting to go into. However, this does require a little bit of work, and it's not something that you'll be able to do straight away, but it's definitely worth looking into if you want to be able to boost up your proficiency. So, you may have already heard of the Dawn's Drop equipment, and this does boost you up to 5,000 proficiency. However, you may not have known, and what this tip is based around is that you can actually upgrade this, and getting the upgraded version from the first version isn't too difficult to get. You can buy the stuff off of the auction house fairly cheap, and it's not something that you will struggle too much to be able to actually get. So what you can do is come into the vocation shop if you haven't already completed the Blue Salt questline, as this will give you a full set of Dawn's Drop armor. But if you haven't, you can buy the regular Dawn's Drop gear from the vocation shop, and then you can turn these pieces that you've bought into the Dewy Dawn's Drop gear. Now, to do this, if you just search it in the folio by pressing O, searching Dewy Dawn's Drop, finding whichever piece you want, and then getting all the materials together, you will probably want to request someone to do this for you, and then put it on the board, the notice board, and someone will probably complete that for you as long as you're offering enough gold. This will give you 10,000 proficiency, and you'll be able to unlock a hell of a lot of stuff. It will boost you up a lot, and it will just save you a lot of time in gathering proficiency to be able to do things like seed bundles and using your upgraded fishing rod. Tip number 8 is for all you newbie fishermen going out there, wanting to explore the ocean and catch as many fish as you can to turn it rich. So basically all this tip is going to be is a nice quick one. While you are out fishing, once you do have a fish pack on your back, you can go into your gear, press C, put your mouse over the fish pack that you do have, and it will tell you actually how much gold that fish is worth when you do turn it in. It's just a nice little thing to know, especially if you're trying to get as much gold out of the trip as you can, but I wouldn't recommend dropping any fish that you do get because you've already spent the labour on it, so I'd recommend just turning them in anyway, but it's nice to know what it's worth. Number 9 is to get in a family as quick as you possibly can. Now the reason being is once you are in a family, it does unlock 3 different quest lines for you each day. Now these are going to get you a lot of vocation points, it's also going to give you blue salt bonds, and it's also going to allow you to get 20 onyx archeum essences every single day. And it really is a good profit maker if you just wanted to do that as a daily, just to get a bit of gold. I still do it now, and also getting the vocation badges from doing these quick quests with your family is incredibly easy. Blue salt bonds are also going to be really important to you later on in the game. So basically, to get in a family, you're going to want to find someone who is either already in a family, or if you play with any other person whatsoever, you can create your own family with them. To do this, go to a general merchant, buy a family certificate and get started. Once you've done that, press Shift and V, and once you are in the All in the Family tab, you can then access all of these quests, and each and every one of them are probably worth your time doing every single day. Number 10 is a really nice and easy one for you guys, and it's actually for you guys that are following on with this family quest, wanting to use the cargo ship each and every single day. And you'll see people asking in the chat all the time, how long on the cargo ship? Well, you can actually go to a website called ArcheAgeUnchainedCargo.com. However, if you put aau-cargo.com, it will give you the arrival times, departure times, and where the ship is basically at all times. This way you can keep track of where the ship is and you don't have to worry about it. It's all worked out, it's all there, nice and easy to use, easy to understand, and it'll save you a lot of times of teleporting to see if the ship is there, not being there, and having to teleport out. So this one is definitely a time saver. Well, that is number 10 completed, and that's the end of this tips and tricks list. Hopefully, guys, some of this did help you out, and I really do hope that they did. If anything in this video has helped you out, then drop a like on the video. That way I know these videos are actually helping people. Also, subscribe to my channel if you do enjoy these ArcheAge videos, because I've got a lot more coming and you don't want to miss them. Let me know in the comments any other tips and tricks that you guys know that I may not already have mentioned or may not know myself, and if I use them in my next video, I'll be sure to give you guys that credit and show your comment for everyone to see. So, as always, like I say, I hope it helped you out, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.